Hey, yo guys, this is Jarrod, aka the Saint of Sins of PSN, coming back to claim my throne as the baseball guy as I hit you with some more MLB 13 The Show online exhibition against another subscriber of mine, duking it out on all-star pitching and batting with no strike zones or guest pitch. This time out, the matchup will be the visiting Oakland Athletics to take on my Tampa Bay Rays. The duel on the mound will feature the young pitchers Jarrod Parker of the A's facing off against the Tampa Bay Bulldog, Jeremy Hellickson. This, to me, is an intriguing matchup of two young right-handed pitchers who just have a good sense of being aggressive at the plate despite lacking overpowering stuff. But this could come down to a pitcher's duel as a result of their ability. Or there could be no shortage of offense as both teams have a nice balance of speed and power, with the A's already threatening with Coco Crisp taking large leads off of first to gain a good jump to steal second. The game's only just started, but I'm already wanting to avoid falling behind early in this one as I keep my eye on the 33-year-old center fielder. A few throwovers, a pitch out, and even a fastball down and in aren't enough to keep the speedster leadoff runner from easily swiping a bag. And if I don't have enough to worry about, the speedy Jamal Weeks drops down a gorgeous bunt on the 1-2 pitch to move the runner over to third. A risky play by @Grant_M, but it seems he's looking to get on the board early and force me to play from behind. Which he does after that Yoenis Cespedes hard-hit RBI single past the shortstop. Should have walked him to get at Josh Reddick. Normally, I'd just brush this off as being a simple issue of adjustments. I mean, there's still plenty of baseball to be played. I made a calculated decision to go after Cespedes in the hopes that my opponent, Grant, would overextend himself and give up a free strikeout. Instead, I end up giving a huge 2-run bomb to Stifler. Now I'm well behind. I'm throwing a lot more pitches than I feel comfortable starting out with, and I'm looking to speed the inning along by pitching more to contact. I'm playing like an absolute mess this inning, and I can't seem to get out of my own way. And the show will really penalize you if you deviate too much from the assisted fielding controls as I overrun a routine grounder to second. Awesome! Thankfully, Grant was kind enough to give me that last out back on the first pitch, but the damage is already done. I'm down 3 before I ever step foot into the batter's box. Time to grind it out and see what I can do offensively. Any day now. Okay, my PlayStation is still responsive. Could it be a game freeze? No, the last time that happened, I couldn't even dashboard. So, what happened? No, seriously, what is this? Is this a disconnect? A drop? A game freeze? What is wrong with this thing that we can't round out the remainder of this? Oh, you're kidding me! So now what? What comes next? No, don't you dare! Nope! I refuse to go down like that. Grant deserves this game, and I owe that man a whooping. Run this one back. Same rules, same team, same pitchers. Now strap yourselves in and get ready for a bumpy ride because this one's about to get interesting. The only alteration between these two games is parts of the lineup on Grant's side. Seth Smith and John Jaso jump up in the order over Josh Donaldson and Scott Sizemore, which loads up heavy on lefties for the middle of the lineup. I'll certainly have my work cut out trying to get through that part of the order, but first, I've got to keep Coco Crisp off the bases. And of course, every hiccup in this game is going to scare me because we've already had a connection drop between the two of us. The last thing I want is another connection issue that kills this game when I'm trying to avenge my 3-run inning meltdown to start our last attempt at this matchup. I get my wish of keeping Coco off the diamond, but the 0-1 pitch to Jamal Weeks gets launched deep into center where it'll rattle up against the wall on a tough hop where the speedster second baseman was stretched down to third with ease. Deja fucking boo. Runner on third with 1 out against La Potencia. Lesson learned? Nope. Clearly, I'm a dense fucking bastard. Same situation, 2 games in a row, and both times Cespedes burns me. Only difference was, I got Reddick to fly out quietly. Oh, but Grant's not content until he gets back that stolen base stat he lost out on in the disconnected game. All he's missing now is a 2-run blast to take back the 3-0 lead he should still be sitting on. A quick step off to keep him close to the bag, and we'll have to reset for the 1-2 pitch. The payoff is ripped back towards the pitcher off the bat of Brandon Moss. Cespedes will be waved home, but Desmond Jennings comes up firing with a perfect strike that'll beat the runner to the plate and end the inning. Oh my! This game's only just begun and already there's a battle brewing in the trenches. That last out was a huge lift to not only end the threat with only one run scratching across, it gave me some faith in this defense that I can safely pitch to contact without getting roasted. Meanwhile, at the plate, Jennings is trying to turn me into a believer of his. He's battling hard at the plate, extending this plate appearance and Parker's pitch count with it. I love scrappy hitters like this. Even though he would fail to reach base, the fact he was able to draw out 7 pitches for Grant to earn that out is enough of a victory in my mind. That's a deeper count than he would have liked to start off with. And though he's pitching effectively against Escobar, getting out in front of the count, the damage to his pitch count is already done this inning as Yanel goes down looking on a beautiful changeup down and away in the corner. Like a prostitute? Oh hey! Ben Zobrist won't allow another hanging pitch lift out over the heart of the plate to go by him as he finds the gap deep to center field for a 2-out double. You know, I seem to get a lot of those 2-out doubles. Hell, I had a ton of them in my second time out running with the Houston Astros in ranked gameplay. You know, the epic collapse against the Red Sox that you can find on this channel. Oh well, much like in that game, I strand the runner and end my own threat early. I know, you're shocked. Off to the top of the second with 2 outs, where I'll be looking to collect upon my second strikeout of the game. Thus far, Grant's been demonstrating a very good eye, and shockingly, very good discipline despite how easily he jumps out on any pitch left out over the plate. He's had some good takes in the at-bat, as he works for the 2-out walk after being down in the count early. Though Donaldson has no speed over at first, the threat that he could be put in motion worries me because my opponent has demonstrated his willingness to move runners over in any way he can. And with Hellickson's slow delivery to the plate, he likely could get a good jump off of first to turn this into a 2-out RBI opportunity for Scott Sizemore. And after a hard take, I pump up a 91-mile-per-hour fastball ladder high and in to collect the final out of the inning. Leading off the home half of the second, Matt Joyce will light up the first pitch he would see in this game with some opposite field power with a huge solo blast that knocks this game up. And the problems of Grant's location seems to be a continual theme as he would leave the first pitch to Luke Scott over the heart of the plate that gets drilled to right field. That ball will bounce off the bottom part of the wall as Scott slides in safely at second. The Rays now have 3 hits, all for extra bases and all off of pitches that just flew down the pipe belt high. If Grant wants to avoid getting shelled even further, he's gonna have to make some adjustments to keep me from smoking any more of his T-ball set stuff. He can't keep missing over the middle of the plate and expecting to win out this game. I'm locking onto these pitches. Time to get me stroking more of those corner balls. Jeez, that sounded very sexual. But hey, credit where credit is due, as Jarrod Parker is cruising after that no-out double, getting James Lonely to weakly foul out to the catcher, and then catching Jose Molina staring at a called third strike. He'd wrap up the inning on a Kelly Johnson flyout to center field, ending yet another threat. Absolutely putrid offense on my end to drive in the go-ahead run. Back on defense, and this speedy top of the order is once again having its way with me as Jemiah Weeks beats out an infield single to the shortstop. My paranoia to keep him close results in a throwing error on the pitcher, giving him second base with Yoenis Cespedes in the batter's box. Nope! We're not doing this shit again. Not a chance. I've got a free base to offer him and he can take it. I'll take my chances with Stifler. Thank you very fucking much. And of course I induced the ground out that should have ended the inning. But because I was too quick to preload the throw back to first, I ended up canceling the throw out to second altogether and simply settled for 1 out. That mental error on my part cost me a run after Brandon Moss would rip the hanging changeup past Loney to bring Weeks home. Mother cunting fuck! It's okay. It's just 1 run. We're out of the inning, and we've got Desmond Jennings leading off with a thunderous long ball towards center field that just keeps going and going and gone. And just like that, my bipolar disorder kicks me square in the testicles as I'm back on cloud 9 with this game tied at 2. I don't even care that the rest of the inning was quiet. This is a brand new ball game once again. Jumping to the top of the fourth with one out, I set to deliver once more the 0-2 pitch to the A's third baseman Donaldson as I pull the string on him to get him swinging over the top of that changeup at the shins. Oh, I'm really starting to feel myself as that's the third strikeout of the ball game. And given that I'm white, I'm sure a few of you just pictured me with a white hood. You racist bastards. Home half of the inning, and I started off swinging underneath the high fastball, retiring Matt Joyce. But once again, Luke Scott wastes no time as he grounds the first pitch he sees past the right side of the infield for a single. That'll bring the former Los Angeles Dodgers first baseman James Loney to the plate. Sometimes I can be patient to an extreme fault. I so wish I could get a do-over on that first pitch of the AB, because that was a perfectly placed T-ball begging to be spanked. But a wild pitch inside will rim around the backstop, allowing the slower Scott to reach second despite the delayed reaction. So far, I'm just battling Grant at the plate. He's trying his best to get over an out pitch, and either I'm fighting it off or taking it off the black for a called ball. And after another wild pitch that moves Scott over to the third, filling the count, Loney will drive the ninth pitch of this plate appearance deep to left center field. That'll bounce up off the wall, scoring the runner easily from third. James will round second, but the relay throw back in will force him to remain on the bag. That was a huge RBI double, and just like that, the Rays take their first lead of the game on a spectacular at-bat by the 29-year-old left-handed hitting first baseman. And after a productive out by Molina to move the runner to third, Kelly Johnson finds himself deep in a hole as Parker delivers the 0-2 pitch for a called third strike. That fastball middle in freezes the Rays' second baseman to end the rally, but the damage is already done as Tampa now has a lead for Hellickson. Leading off for the Athletics, Coco Crisp would quickly find himself behind in the count. Thus far, Hellickson's managed to gain confidence on practically all of his pitches, which gives him precise control. But this curveball gets tapped back softly to the pitcher, and once again I break the fielding assist, which allows the speedster center fielder an infield single. Yeah, I officially hate this top of the order now. Granted, it's pre-opening day rosters, but this is a disgusting top of the order I have to mow down. What? I told you this was pre-opening day footage at the start, didn't I? No? Well, now you know. And now I know. San Diego Studios hates my guts. Runners on the corner for La Potencia with no outs. There's no fucking place to put him! And of course he punches a weak grounder past my infield for the RBI single. Jesus! You'd swear Cespedes was my kryptonite or something. This man has been beating me since the disconnected outing, as there doesn't appear to be a single thing I can do to stop him. He's bent me over a railing and had his way with me, and my mace doesn't seem to affect him! So now I've lost my lead. Runner sit in scoring position for Brandon Moss, who almost had an RBI back in the first. Sit down! Backdoor curveball. Hey, if Cespedes is gonna mess with my backdoor, I'm messing with Moss's backdoor. Come get this finger play, bitch. So after escaping the jam on minimal damage, we move now to the home half of the inning. Leading off, Desmond Jennings sits in a hole as Parker delivers the 0-2 pitch that turns out to be another changeup on the black. Really tough pitches to try and do anything with. Grant brought out a fine tip brush on that punch out. But for every beautiful pitch he's delivered against my center fielder, he's just missing the edge for Yanel I Black Escobar. Parker would miss inside on that changeup, putting me in the favorable hitters count. Green lights everywhere as Tuere Maricon rips a hard liner to right center that will not get cut off before it can reach the wall. The former Atlanta Braves cancer will reach second on the stand-up double. That's now 6 extra base hits for the Rays, but unfortunately we've only placed up 3 runs. We're just smacking the cover clean off the ball as Ben Zobrist will put a charge into that 1-1 four-seamer. Reddick drifting back as the runner holds at second. Reddick makes an errant dive as the ball hits off the top of the wall. Escobar will advance to third and Zobrist will easily reach second on yet another double. Rays now have 5 doubles in this one, 2 in this inning alone, and Evan Longoria will finally chip in on offense as he hits a sac fly to left field that'll bring across the go-ahead run. Rays back on top, 4-3. But this inning isn't over with yet, as Tampa Bay threatens with a runner on second with 2 outs. Deuces wild as Matt Joyce turns on a fastball thigh high and away. Tell it goodbye. That's now 3 extra base hits for the bottom of the 5th, and that 2-run blast not only doubles my lead, but it marks the 3rd home run hit in this game. Skipping ahead to the bottom 6, where Loney would lead off on an 0-2 single back up the middle that Jose Molina would simply outdo with an 0-2 swing of his own that finds itself in the seats in right field. Another 2-run dinger, this one off the end of the bat of the catcher, and this game is beginning to slip away from the Athletics as Desmond Jennings extends the inning with an opposite field liner that would put the runners on the corner for the shortstop Escobar, who launches a deep fly ball to right center that Reddick will field cleanly. Kelly Johnson will tag up from third to come across for another run, but the inning continues as Ben Zobrist lines one over Sizemore's head that'll find the gap from right center. Jennings will fly around the bases going first to home as the Rays' third batter in the order collects his third double of this game. No mas, Rays, no mas. Wow, just give me a second to kind of absorb this all in. And by this all, I mean the air my lungs desperately need. Let's just recap a bit. A 3-run fifth, currently a 5-run 6th that started off with 2-strike hitting from Loney and Molina. It extended with back-to-back singles from Johnson and Jennings that led to an Escobar RBI sac fly. Then to top it all off, an RBI double before Longoria and Matt Joyce would go down swinging to end the inning. All of that off of Pat Neshek, who came in the 5th to wrap up the last out of that inning. If there is only one certainty that I can take away from this, it's that Grant will forever hate Neshek. Top of the 7th, Hellickson continues to roll along protecting his 7-run lead as he gets Stifler to softly ground out for the 3/6 inning ending force. This one is almost academic at this point as James Loney hits a liner to right center for what will end up becoming his 2nd and the team's 7th double of the day. Extra base hits have been the tale of this game and have ultimately become the deciding factor in this score. Though there's still opportunity for my opponent to come back from this deficit, I'm not going to simply run myself out of the innings to try and speed up the process, giving up potential runs for the sake of ending this game quicker. Instead, I'll just be more aggressive at the plate, swinging a bit freer as demonstrated on that Kelly Johnson strikeout. The goal now is to simply put the ball in play, and Jennings will do just that as he skies one deep to center field for the final out of the inning. An uneventful top of the 8th leads us to a Ben, aren't you sick of hearing my name yet? Zobrist solo blast to make this now an 8-run game. Mercy, mercy. A huge offensive showcasing was had, and now all that remains is Hellickson mowing down 3 more batters to end the game as he lines himself up for the complete game victory. And after getting Jed Lowry to swing late on the hanging curve to collect his 5th strikeout of the game, Hellickson faces 1 more batter before we can officially write this one in the record books. Coco Crisp. After a curveball on the black brings the count to 0-2, Crisp fights off the payoff pitch. We'll have to do it again. Hellickson sets and deals. A 2-seamer middle down is looked at for a called 3rd strike, and that'll be your ball game. This game ends up a blowout after such heavy back and forth in the early innings, but the final score tells a different story. A breakout 5th inning chases Jarrod Parker off the mound with the losing decision as he surrendered 6 runs and 4 2/3. Hellickson is your winner, going the distance, surrendering 3 runs on 10 hits and 2 walks while fanning 6. Your player of the game? A name you've heard far too often. 3 for 4 with 3 doubles and a home run with 2 runs and 2 RBIs, courtesy of Ben Zobrist. That'll do it for this video. I'll see you guys around shortly. I hope.